somebody. Lift your hands and tell God it's all about you. Tell your neighbor it's not about you, neighbor. It's all about Jesus. Come on. Woo! Who is like unto our God?
Hey, and welcome to my podcast today. Today I'm joined by music extraordinaire, music producer extraordinaire, Carl Marriott. He's also a minister of the gospel, and there's a project that we are working on, and we're going to be sharing that with you. It's called Mindfulness in Ministry Masterclass. That is something we're working on together, so we're going to have a conversation about it.
You are more than what man writes about you.
Hi, Carl. Welcome to my podcast. I'm Coach Raquel, as you know. Since we're doing this Mindfulness in Ministry Master Course together, let me just tell those who are listening what this is about. Mindfulness in Ministry Masterclass is designed to help individuals and groups position themselves to achieve their divine, personal, and organizational goals and successes, right? And it's about discovering divine purpose or connecting with it. Strategic, skills development in strategic leadership, and skills development in succession planning. And all of this, we of course use biblical references in it, because we're talking about helping individuals identify what we believe is their God-intended purpose, so they can then implement it in a God-intended way. Would you say right?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. So let me just introduce you. You are Minister Carl Marriott.
Hi.
So he has over 10 years of leadership experience in ministry. He still is in ministry, as well as 25 years of experience in the music industry. So he's a minister and record label executive and has been in ministry most of his life, because you grew up in a Christian family, yeah?
Yes, okay. Most definitely.
Spirituality plays a vital role in your life, and it resonates in your career as a producer. Is it a part of your? Is it a consideration for you in your role as a producer, or
yes.
You separate the two?
Well, I actually it's intertwined. Yes. And the reason why it's intertwined, because nothing that we do, whether it's secular or non-secular, is God has some influence or some, because we're actually demonstrating His wisdom, because
it's still the purpose being executed.
Yeah, yes. And it's also interesting. What is interesting is that us fulfilling God's purpose that doesn't always have to be in church. It could be
right. So let's even clarify that. When we say ministry, we're talking about your calling, your purpose, your work, your life work. So ministry doesn't mean church, because whatever you do in fulfilling your purpose, God's purpose in your life, in whatever way, in any environment, it is your ministry. Right.
And because ministry means to serve,
right?
And just so you have ministries of agriculture, ministries of different ministries in government. So it's really to actually serve, and a big part of fulfilling our purpose is to be effective in serving others. Really, our gifts and our purpose is really to the world, and not just to ourselves, but it's to others, to benefit others. And that is where I think that we get the greater fulfillment in what we do, Right. And have you ever noticed an old man who probably never really fulfilled his purpose would join a bingo or do something, or they just don't sit down and in a couch unless something's wrong. But if
people want to be useful,
yes, they always want to be
needed
useful
and valued.
Yes, and so it is innate, and the purpose is something that it's something that is in us, God put inside of us, and we'll never really be fully happy until we are fulfilled.
True, because you see, there's some people who live their entire lives doing one thing, and then at the latter part of their lives, they're rushing to get this one thing that they're driven to do. Like, I have to do this before I die. Like, I have to fulfill this. It's really purpose they're trying to fulfill, you know?
Yeah.
So because we're created for something.
That's so true.
We're created for a purpose because we didn't make ourselves. We didn't create ourselves. So it has to be someone else that has a purpose for us. Because if you create something right now, if you were to invent something, you would have a purpose in mind for it, right? And then nobody takes up a hammer to put in a screw.
Exactly. Yes. Screw.
And I guess with what that means is that, some tools, especially inanimate objects, I think sometimes their purpose is much clearer for us to see.
Right.
And understand, because you can test it and see that it doesn't work. Sometimes I think it's a little more challenging for us to identify our own purpose because we have a mind where we can think on our own. And I think what happens is sometimes we forget, lose sight, lack awareness of the fact that even though we have all these amazing features because he created us in his image, we still have a purpose to fulfill.
Yeah.
And we're not just here to run it on our own. Yeah.
In my experience, I've worked with singers that are, like 60 something. Mm-hmm. And you wonder, why would they, you would think that they're pretty much, their time is over.
Yeah.
But why would they still come to record? And I don't judge them. I don't say that they will never make it either. I will never say, well, your music is, you are too old or anything. Because, it still go to the world. It still go to somebody. Somebody will like their music. But a huge part of that whole experience is that them still trying to fulfill some sort of purpose. Maybe something that they've always wanted when they were young.
A calling.
And a calling. And now, they're older. Just before they want to accomplish something before they died. And what is so tricky about purpose is, you can look like something, but still don't fit. Like, for instance, you have a Phillips screwdriver and you have a hex screwdriver. And the Phillips screwdriver really has a specific groove. The hex screwdriver looks almost like a Phillips screwdriver. It's almost like a hexagon type of thing. And if you try to use that, even though it fits somewhat in the groups, it still won't really. It still doesn't work as effectively.
It's not harmonious. It's not harmonious.
Yes, not harmonious. So sometimes we are following a path.
Yeah.
That is
comfortable and we're effective in, because we can have multiple talents and gifts.
Right.
So we can be good at many things.
Right.
So unearthing what the purpose, the specific purpose, or the specific mission we were sent here for. Sometimes, I guess, because sometimes we have multiple talents, it can take some work to understand, okay, what's that ultimate? Because sometimes to execute the ultimate, you need to go through all these journeys with all these talents and gifts to sharpen them, so that when it's time for you to execute that purpose, you would have had the experience and the training. I am a perfect example of that. And just to share with whoever's listening, I've had over 12 years of experience in media, in the media industry, and also over 10 years experience in leadership. So I'm a certified coach while you're a minister, and that's what really makes the course brings it into harmony, I think, because my strong suit is in helping people get out of their own way, discovering purpose and connecting with their success or begin their journey to success. And you are able to complement that with your knowledge of Christ and the Bible, because I'm not as confident in it. I've read it, but I know that's not my purpose. My purpose is coaching and getting people past those obstacles. And I know that you definitely have a special gift when it comes to applying the application of the text, the word, in a way that is conversational and understandable. Thank you so much, Carl, for talking with me on this thing. Just one last thing I'd like to highlight before we go. What we expect persons to get from this. Go first. What do you want them to take from it, from the course when we're done? What would you want?
Well, this is what I would want them to take from the course: a practical understanding of their purpose, from the perspective of the fact that God wants them to fulfill that purpose. And it's not, and even though the scriptures are there to support, it is not some religious thing. It is, Jesus has been very practical in his teachings, and the parables and illustrations that he gave transcends just the religious aspect of what we know. It's not standing in front of a pulpit preaching. The sower of the seed can be illustrated in the words how we deal with the general world, general population.
Are more than words and writes about you.
Well said. Our ministry, our gifts, our talents weren't for us to box it up and put it into a corner and say, oh, it's only good for this purpose and not for that purpose. God gave us a purpose and our gifts for us to be able to leverage it to have a full life that has meaning and purpose and direction, as well as so that we can do work that we love and earn from it to take care of ourselves.